Well, hello everyone, nice to have you with me for the next little while on our Around the Taiwan Coast series. Yes, there's more road here again, because I still hadn't, at this point, reached south. I was actually kind of midway, just touching the south. And there is a reason for that. As I mentioned before, the trip, as I said in the last one, was only supposed to be about 9 hours, but ended up being just over 16 hours because of traffic control that had happened in the mountainous area before Hualian. This is a road that I absolutely love. Now, somebody asked me, why am I showing so much road? Well, there is a reason for that. If you go on YouTube and find other YouTubers, let's say, that are based in Taiwan, they always complain about the road conditions, how the traffic is awful, and how people drive absolutely insane. That is true, I will admit that, but that's specifically in certain areas. The traffic situation in Taiwan is not as bad as you may think. Proof of it right here. This is why I say you can come to Taiwan, you can do this whole coastal trip, and you will find lovely roads like this. Yes, when you get closer to the cities, it could be, a little bit more chaotic, but it's not as chaotic as they make it out to be. Again, I can understand why they're doing it. They want to get clicks, and they want to get views, so they make it very overly dramatic. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I want to show it as it is. Yes, it may be a little bit boring, but there's actually something good about the boring quality, because I think boring gives a more adequate picture of what it's like. Now, this section of the road going south is actually one of my favorites. I mean, as you can see, this is pretty much new tarmac that was laid down maybe only a few years ago. There isn't that much traffic. It's a dual carriageway, and it is actually fantastic. I mean, the amount of speed that you can catch up here on, and especially on a day like this where you have the green mountains and the trees on one side and then the Pacific on the other, is just absolutely stunning. There are times, however, when I have been on this road. I think it was one time going back in 2016, and it was rain. And you couldn't see a thing. I think visibility was maybe about 20 meters ahead of you. But, I mean, doesn't matter, As I said before, it could be rainy. I still would have done this trip. That's one of the things about, well, traveling about. If you have a motorbike, you never know what to expect. Here, I mean, luckily, of course, at this time of year, weather is pretty much predictable. But we are going to be going into the rainy season, or rather, by the time you're watching this, we are in the more rain part of the year. But still, you can still get very nice days. So listen, if you are going to plan a trip to Taiwan, I would suggest, especially if you love motorbikes, really get one and do the whole East Coast first. It is stunning. You will run into traffic control problems south of Hualian because they are still clearing up the roads from the earthquake that happened earlier in the year, and from some torrential rain that we had and a couple of typhoons that we had. They've still had to clean it up, and it's kind of ongoing, but nevertheless, just go out and enjoy it. So from this point here, this was around probably 5 or 5:30 in the afternoon. I did arrive in Kaohsiung a few hours later. Now, when we arrive in Kaohsiung, there's a place, well, I think I enjoyed it because I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to that kind of thing. Place that I always wanted to visit in Kaohsiung, but never had the... I'm not going to say I never had the chance to visit, because it's a place that's just around the hotel that I always stay at there. But every other time that I've been there, it's been full of people because it's been the holiday season or the weekends. So when this video was being recorded, a lot of people were already going back to work, and it was the weekday. But you'll see when we get to Kaohsiung, the place that I'm talking about is quite fascinating. I think it is fascinating. And it's a good way to kill, an hour or so in an air-conditioned environment, especially when it's like 38, 39 degrees outside. Anyway, let's just watch the rest of this road. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I guarantee on the next video, there isn't going to be much road, as there has been. So, I say it again, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Just enjoy the rest of the trip.